There is a myth growing in the quiet corners of the internet, a whisper that becomes a worry. The story goes something like this. Scientists are hiding a secret in the crushing darkness of the deep ocean. They have discovered something profound, something that could rewrite our understanding of the planet. This secret has a name: dark oxygen. The idea suggests a hidden reserve of life-giving gas, a vast, uncounted supply that could alter the fate of our seas. We will walk through the murky waters of this modern myth, give it a fair hearing, and separate a fascinating reality from a compelling fiction. So, what exactly do people mean when they talk about dark oxygen? The term is not a standard formal label across ocean science. It is more a concept than a concrete thing. Popularly, it implies oxygen produced without sunlight, in the aphotic zone. It conjures a secret, parallel life support system. If there were a massive, undiscovered oxygen source, it would upend marine biology and climate science. Some worry scientists might hide it to avoid disrupting climate narratives. For example, if the oceans secretly made more oxygen, it might seem to offset warming-driven deoxygenation. In simple terms, the myth imagines a hidden reservoir, an off-the-books oxygen account. Technically, some papers describe dark oxygen via obscure chemical pathways, like reactions with manganese oxides. But these are tiny, localized processes. Fascinating, yes, yet not planet-scale. The myth inflates a kernel of niche science into a global conspiracy. To understand the myth, we must understand the reality. Most oxygen on Earth comes from photosynthesis. On land, trees and plants. In the ocean, the champions are phytoplankton, microscopic single-celled drifters in sunlit waters. They use sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to build sugars, releasing oxygen. This is the primary engine of the planet's breath. It happens in the photic zone, roughly the top 200 meters. Some oxygen escapes to the air. The rest dissolves for marine life. Fish, whales, crabs, shrimp. Every creature relies on this dissolved oxygen. But oxygen is consumed by animals and by bacteria decomposing sinking life. High at the surface, lower with depth. Sunlight, temperature, and mixing govern this balance. If the ocean is dark and vast, how do we measure invisible oxygen? With ships, robotic floats, and moored observatories. Ships lower CTD rosettes, sampling water at precise depths. Lab chemistry provides accurate oxygen measurements, but it is slow and costly. Argo floats drift, dive, and beam temperature, salinity, and oxygen to satellites. Moorings give continuous records, hourly data for years. Even animals carry sensors into places we cannot reach. Crucially, data are shared openly by international teams. Programs like Argo publish near real-time measurements. A breakthrough that big could not be hidden. Someone else would find it. That is why secrecy on that scale is basically impossible. The real surprises: oxygen minimum zones and coastal dead zones. OMZs are layers, typically 200 to 1,000 meters deep, with very low oxygen. They form where decomposition is intense and mixing is weak. Nearly anoxic waters push marine animals away. With warming, stratification increases, and OMZs expand and intensify. Habitats shrink for species like tuna and marlin. Dead zones arise from nutrient pollution, nitrogen and phosphorus fuel blooms. As algae die and sink, bacteria consume oxygen, suffocating seafloors. These trends are documented, alarming, and openly published. The secret is not a hidden surplus, it is a worsening deficit. This demands urgent action in how we warm and pollute the seas. If science is open, why believe a cover-up? The ocean's mystery and scale invite speculation. We have mapped Mars better than our own sea floor. Science is slow. Verify data, write papers, undergo months of peer review. Embargoes and caution can look like secrecy from outside. Scientists speak cautiously. To some, that sounds evasive. Real-world cover-ups in health and pollution fuel general distrust. People project that skepticism onto scientists and research. Fraud exists, but it is rare and it is weeded out. The dark oxygen conspiracy bundles these fears into a tidy myth. But tidy is not the same as true. Science is decentralized, competitive, and global. Different teams study the same waters with different tools and funding. A revolutionary oxygen source would be published fast, not hidden. Peer review is adversarial. Errors and fraud get caught. Big claims trigger global replication. True results get confirmed. False ones get debunked. Open data. Anyone can download and analyze ocean oxygen. Tampering would be obvious to the many who rely on the same feeds. The greatest rewards go to paradigm-shifting discoveries. Proving a new planetary oxygen source would make you legendary. Thousands would not suppress the biggest discovery of their lives. Ambition and transparency beat conspiracy. If there is no secret cabal, what is the real story? Scale, cost, logistics. The ocean is 71% of Earth, and deep. Ships cost tens of thousands per day. Coverage is sparse. We have thousands of measurements against an ocean of unknowns. Sensors fail, data corrupts, methods need correction. Science is a messy, incremental puzzle, not endless eureka. Yes, dark oxygen pathways exist, tiny, localized microbial processes. They do not add up to a global oxygen source. The big picture remains slow, widespread deoxygenation. Findings are shared, tested, and assembled into consensus. The problem is not hidden knowledge. It is the immense work ahead. The hidden dark oxygen reserve is a myth. Compelling stories dissolve under evidence. A global network shows a sobering truth. Some seas are suffocating. Warming and pollution drive oxygen loss. Dark oxygen microbes are real science, but a footnote, not the headline. Check primary sources with open data. No AA. Argo. Practice healthy skepticism. Ask who and what evidence. Look for peer review and corroboration across teams. The ocean will still surprise us. New organisms, chemistries, and geology. Those discoveries will be shared, debated, and tested in the open. Stay curious, ask questions, and trust the process that turns mystery into shared knowledge.